Alright, it's getting on a bit now. It's 9:30 at night and I should have gone in, but I ain't, because I want to do this. So I've got this, it's a drive shaft bolt, and I've already I already wire walled it and cleaned it as best as I could a few days ago, but it's got a little bit of a surface rust on there at the moment. So I am hoping that this process will clean that, and if it doesn't work it's because I ain't done it right. So it says drop it into the alkaline cleaner for 2 to 30 minutes, so I'll just stick that in there. I'll just leave that in there for a few minutes and then take it out. And it says then do the water break test, which is you dry it off, you put water, spray some water on it, and it shouldn't bead on the item. If it's beading, it means it's got oil on it. So that's the first stage. I'll wait and see what happens with that and come back to you. Right, it's been about 20 minutes or so now. I've left this thing soaking. Certainly looks cleaner. So they say the two tests are, one is to wipe it on a clean piece of tissue, and if no dirt comes off it then it's alright. It is coming out clean, although there's a bit of crap inside that hole there. Sure, I don't know whether that's good or bad. Anyway, they say do the sort of water bead testing. And I don't think you can see that on the camera, but the water's not beading at all. It's just literally just running off of it, which means it's clean. So rinse that off. Oh shit, I've got the clock. Now it says a minute in the dry acid sauce. Kind of looking for a reaction, but there's nothing actually really happening there. Actual fact, yeah, I can see bubbles forming on this. I'll get the camera and show you. You can hardly see it. Yeah, there you go, bubbles. Right, so meanwhile, so I've wired this up. 2.9 volts. Red crocodile clip goes to the wire which connects to the anodes, the negative goes to the bus bar, and I think we should have 30 degrees in there. Right, I'm going to say this is done. Bubbles are coming out of that. I'll show you. That looks like it's going a bit mad. So maybe this should be I don't know. There you go, that's coming out zinc coated. Now I'm happy now. I was pissed off when I first did it after spending all those hours, and it is getting on a bit. and I want to have at least one bit hanging up in that nice yellow passivate ready to go in the finished box. And what all this is part of is I bought a BMW 325 Sports E30. For those of you that know, it's the MTech one, which is quite a rare model. And me and my son have taken the car completely apart, bare body shell, back to metal, and we're planning on putting it all back together in exactly the condition it came when it was new. So part of all this process was like, you know what, people re-zinc their nuts and bolts, we got to do that as well. So meanwhile today he's gone out and bought himself a sandblasting cabinet, which will make cleaning these bolts a lot easier. I've got a lot of bolts. No doubt I'll have a lot left over when the job is finished as well. It's funny how that happens. And I will be uploading a video of the restoration of that car as well. That's looking really good. I'm so happy. I really thought I'd cock this up. Right, I've had this in here for about 10 minutes now. And that is looking really nice and silvery. Give that a quick clean. The next stage is the passivate. It says for a few seconds this has got to go in there, so it says 10 to 15 seconds. And yeah, I can see it happening. It's looking really good. I'm so pleased with that. That looks like, if it wasn't for the little bit of pitting in the bolt itself, it would look like a brand new bolt. Right. That's just, again, this is the stuff they say you can't touch with your hands. And here is the bolt. Now I've got to leave that hanging for, it says 48 hours. Oh. I just want to show you before and after. Right, so is my first attempt at zinc plating and pacifying, or whatever you call it, passivate. And there's what exactly the same bolt looked like before I began. Not bad for me first go. I'm sure I'll get better at it.